loves to leap and bound through the air.
Go, go, go.
Oh, crash. Oh. You silly goose.
Just as much as her 2-year-old brother Cameron loves to play with his favorite doll.
She's baby. Baby.
Suzanne and Daniel Ellis are comfortable with the fact that their children's activities don't always follow traditional gender expectations. What's most important to these parents is that their kids are raised with a strong sense of their own individuality.
I try not to impose any preconceived notions of gender on my children, although I'm sure that I do to some degree, just sort of subconsciously. But I try to be very conscious of the choices I make. I try to remain fairly neutral. What do you want your baby to be when she grows up?
A doctor.
A doctor?
Yeah.
When you support your child without imposing restrictions based on gender, it encourages freedom in both his expression and in his play. This also helps promote his self-esteem.
We don't want to restrict the way we allow children to express themselves or the way that they play, because this is how they learn about themselves. And when they have the freedom to play in whatever way that seems right to them, they explore their creativity, they develop self-esteem, and they develop all kinds of problem-solving skills.
We sort of let them be open and free in whatever way they sort of need to be. So sometimes that's with different toys that they're playing with, then we sort of let them be creative in the ways that they want to be creative.
While some gender differences do exist, research shows that parents and caregivers have a tremendous influence over their child's behavior and interests.
When we focus on gender differences in children and we treat boys like boys and girls like girls, we take away from their individual development. So we want to make sure that we're showing them a broad variety of ways that it's acceptable for them to be and to become.
Come show me what's in here, okay?
I don't have it.
Yeah, you want to have it?
There are many ways that you can promote rather than inhibit your child's potential. For example, it's important to encourage little boys to open up and talk about their feelings.
What do you see? I think it's important for Cameron to know how to share his feelings and be expressive. I think it's just healthier. Everyone's an emotional being, and giving someone the opportunity to learn to cope and deal with those feelings, I think is just an important tool for life. Ready? Yeah. Here it comes.
It's so important that parents and caregivers teach little boys to express their feelings. Little boys who are treated with affection and kindness and respect actually exhibit those behaviors more in their relationships later in life, and they tend to achieve more. And more importantly, they also tend to be very self-confident, and they tend to be happy, well-adjusted children.
I did it!
And to help your young girls thrive, be careful not to be overprotective. Instead, provide experiences that promote strength, confidence, and independence.
I love how active Caroline is, and the fact that she's interested in playing games and pursuing things that aren't maybe what you might expect a little girl to want to play.
Sometimes parents have a tendency to coddle girls. We might see them as being more vulnerable or more tender than little boys. And when we do this, we're really communicating that that's our expectation of what our daughters can become. So we want to be careful not to communicate that, but rather to be open-minded and invite girls to experience themselves as strong and confident and empowered.
What do I have?
What?
Yeah.
It was the same?
Thank you, Mama.
You're welcome, buddy.
By giving both boys and girls equal amounts of attention, encouragement, and most importantly, lots of hugs and kisses, you can help your little ones become the best individuals they can be.
I think that in our family we are just very affectionate toward one another, and there's a lot of love to go around, and I think they get it equally.
Is he coming? Yeah! Ooh, good job!